So before we came on the pod, Shams tweeted out that Russell Westbrook has requested out of Houston. He followed it up with, obviously, after everyone said that both those guys are going to get traded, that James Harden remains committed to Houston and is locked in for the season. That seems like bullshit to me. Like, why would Russell Westbrook request a trade and Harden wants to stay? So, I mean, we're just revisiting this as let me tell you what I think. There's no way the Sixers, if you're worried at home at all, there's no way the Sixers are trading for Russell Westbrook. That's never going to happen. I got to tell you, I'm like 65% sure the Sixers are going to trade for James Harden.
I thought you were going to say Russell Westbrook.
No.
There's no way it's going to happen. I am 65% sure it's going to happen. I could see it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they would do that to Ben after all this jersey planning. Would they still let him wear the jersey in Houston?
Do we still have to have it here? Can we get rid of it?
Yeah, he might have to take it with him.
Yeah.
I really do like those shorts. I want those shorts. I don't know. I think
Put him in
if you're Houston, I mean, what is the point? What is the idea of, like, Daryl was there? Like, you're looking at this whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. Let's take a step back and you're looking at Houston. What is the goal here? So you had Daryl for a long time. You made the decision, probably as an owner, that I don't feel like paying him this much anymore, and I'm trying to cut costs here and there. And maybe this thing, you know what? Maybe it comes from money, but like you get to the conclusion that this thing's not working. Mm-hmm. You can't win like this. You can win some regular season games, but in a playoff series, you just can't get there. But then you lose Daryl, you lose D'Antoni, you promote a guy that was like Houston's general counsel, right? Raphael Stone, I think is his name.
Yeah, I don't know what his title
he ended up being Daryl's number 2 afterwards. But and then who is their head coach?
They just hired the guy from Dallas.
Oh, right, Silas.
Yeah,
Stephen Silas, and so that's a young coach that obviously has a coaching pedigree with his dad, but a young coach. Mm-hmm. So like, is this a rebuild? Like, where do you think that you're just going to try to sell off parts and get picks for the future, but also try to be like good enough? Because if this team without James Harden is like nothing, if you're trading Westbrook for, just getting out from under the contract, you're not going to get much back, really. Westbrook had a pretty good season, or at least his season of sort of carved up into thirds, where he was like really good, and then like okay, and then coronavirus. So I don't know. I don't know what you're looking for. I think if you're trying to trade a star, which James Harden clearly is, the best you can hope for is a young, burgeoning type star,
or a bunch of picks.
But I would say and picks. Like if you just there's no team has. I mean, except for maybe like Golden State, I guess, has the second pick this year and Minnesota's unprotected or top 4 protected pick next year.
You know what would be wild? What if OKC traded?
Yeah.
They have
maybe,
picks.
But even Oklahoma City's picks are like not great.
Yeah,
they're like the Clippers, their own. That'd be funny if they traded back hard to get Harden back. It'd be interesting. But I'm really not sure what Houston's goal is. If they do say, hey, we want to still be good. Maybe Ben Simmons is that kind of player. Prior to the bubble, you would have said like a Jamal Murray type. But maybe Denver has fallen in love with him too much and they wouldn't want him, even though obviously Harden is a better player. There's something to be said for like keeping your homegrown guys, and it feels you're more attached to that. I don't know. It's not. There's not many teams that can really do it. Like you wouldn't trade him to like Washington for Bradley Beal. Like what's that do? You need like a young, somewhat cost-controlled rookie type, on a either towards the end of your rookie contract or at the beginning of your next one, which is still not as much as Harden is making. So I don't know. I mean, like, do you trade him for like to Memphis for like Ja Morant and a bunch of those guys and salaries and try to restart as younger. And if you're Memphis, you're like, we got James Harden. I really don't know what they'd be looking for. And Ben is certainly in the conversation of like the best kind of thing you can get.
Well, and by the way, you don't have to trade him exactly where he wants to go, but he's a level of player you can't just ship out somewhere with that contract. I think it's got to be somewhere he is okay with going. I really do. He's meant too much to that franchise for them to. If he doesn't want to go to Memphis, he ain't gonna go to Memphis. You know, I don't think so.
But then it has to get to like, I think it could be. I don't know how far down the road of the conversation is, but if it's like this becomes a, Paul George or Anthony Davis situation where they tell their team, "Hey, my contract is expiring next year. I'm gonna go. I'm doing you a favor by telling you now, trade me." And those teams are like, "Okay, well, we're only trading for you if we know you're going to sign here." But
could Toronto trade for him?
Yeah, maybe.
That'd
be interesting. That'd be certainly interesting.
Yeah,
they like Kyle Lowry there, but who's even there anymore? That would still I really don't know. I find it very odd. I think Harden and Embiid would be awesome. Tremendously exciting.
Yeah.
And it would also possibly be a shit show. Who knows?
Oh yeah. Come on. Are you serious? I mean, the influence there, if we wanted Joel to get the best shape of his life, I wonder if there's there's not many guys contract wise that add up to Russell Westbrook's number. And I wonder if they're talking about Chris Paul to Phoenix. Mm-hmm. I wonder if Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook are once again like involved in a trade for each other where it becomes like a 3-team situation. Yeah, I don't know. Wild, right?